All right, and it is that time again on this Thursday night, of course, 10 o'clock. And, of course, it's time for Beyond the Pole with Katrina Lee.
Yes, Thursday, Thirsty Thursday. I love being on this new time slot, and we're just having so much fun and making a party. So we have like a whole cake and like cookie buffet going on right now in the studio.
We do.
Like, yeah.
Yeah,
pizza, all different stuff every week, and we invite our friends to pop by and call in and just make it more interactive and good time. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's a crazy.
It is a little crazy, but hey, we are right there.
Yeah.
You know, we are right there. So, all right. So, what's going on?
Kind of a lot in my life. It's exciting. So I left a relationship that I couldn't reach my full potential with. So I'm not really devastated. We're going to be friends for a while. No issues. But with radio show, I wanted to go branch out and honestly travel to all different cities and be able to like feature, entertain, and greet like fans and kind of push it to another level. And I knew with this person, I'd never be able to do that. And I was turning down a lot and stuff, so I just know better. Like, it's more positive, so.
Cool.
Past the whole, like, grieving stages, the realities there. Like, it's a little awkward for now, but no issues.
It's something we all got to go through, right?
Yeah, and it's like a normal breakup. It's not, like, crazy. It's not like other ones with my ex or anything, like, who was out of control and just psycho. It's like, all right, this is nice. We can actually be friends. I don't have anything really bad to say about you.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Do we have an official name for him? Is it Psycho?
No, not the last one. The one prior is, he who shall not be named Peter Mort.
Peter Mort. We now have named him Peter Mort.
Yes, that was the last husband.
Husband. Peter Mort.
Just like Voldemort from Harry Potter.
I've never seen Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, no, that's what my friends all nicknamed him.
Okay, Peter Mort.
He who shall not be named. Peter Mort.
Okay, and what about the one with the dickless one?
Yes, I know the guy, the ballless wonder.
The ballless
wonder with no balls, who
right.
had no testicles and the reattached penis, who still contacts me to this day saying how much he misses me. I made a big mistake.
Oh my!
Really? And on top of it, the first husband that I was with from for well over 12 years.
Right.
He goes on my Facebook page yesterday and tries canceling my account for Cat's Meow. And I was like, I don't understand what you're doing. And I don't know if he just didn't want notifications because I didn't realize he's an administrator still.
Oh.
So, because I set up the page in 2007 and I was with him then, so I put him on. So I'm like, why didn't you contact me or something? I call him. I said, I don't get it. He didn't respond. So I had to republish it. And I pulled him off as administrator and I fixed the thing. So.
Okay. All right. So he's no longer.
I don't really understand what the point was, but
Is it jealousy?
It seemed like all of the exes came back in one day.
In one day?
Yeah. And I usually try to avoid that because I try to have stability in my life. Yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
Right. No. Yeah, my life's so far from that. So I'm like, okay, we don't need all this. And they came out of nowhere. And I'm like, okay, I'm already trying to stay calm. Don't have any issues, smooth. No problems.
Do you think the ballless wonder, if we could get him on the show, do you think he'd come on if we could talk to him?
I think he would. I talked to him today. So,
you did?
Yeah. He's
we don't have to say his name. We'll just call him,
the
BW.
ballless wonder.
Yeah, the ballless wonder.
And talk about amputee fetishes and stuff. Get Tom Losi on and, go wild.
Right.
We're sick.
Yes. So
I obviously had poor taste in dating men. So this is one thing that I have learned. So I can tell you this now. You can try something once and then maybe give it another shot. And then you're a fool like me. Sometimes you think, I'll try it 3, 4, 5 more times.
Right.
And I can rule this out. So you don't have to waste your time in doing so. Don't date men you meet in strip clubs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Repeat that again, please.
Yeah. Don't date men you date in strip clubs. And I'm not talking about just me or don't. Just don't. It could be someone you work with. Like my first husband.
Right.
He was young, naive, thought, on top of the world.
He
whatever.
was young and naive, or you
Well,
were young
I
and
was,
naive?
and he had a mentality of a 15-year-old.
Right.
But at the time I didn't realize that it had to be the adult. But he was a strip club manager.
Right.
And
right.
then I decided I wanted to join a motorcycle club and all this chaos. Ended up in jail multiple times, 3 years and chaos.
Motorcycle clubs.
I paid all the bills, took care of it. Chaos and chaos and chaos. And finally sober, and he's doing really well. And I'm proud of his recovery.
Uh-huh.
And I can say positive things now. But when I was with him, it was chaos.
Right.
So then I jumped to the strip club owner, that I met from having my store in his gentleman's club and doing social media promotions.
Right.
And that turned obviously into a disaster. And then the guy that I met at the strip club, who is quite the story himself, which I'm going to spare everyone from right now and behave. But then that one. And then you realize you don't date the strip club customer. And
probably not ones that whip things out.
Yes, yeah. If you
in
can't
strip clubs.
keep it, possibly concealed, then maybe, I should have realized this a bad idea. So clearly, I have bad dating taste. So.
I think I'm going to tend to agree with you.
So why wouldn't I have tried to actually date a man who has a reattached penis and no testicles? Because I thought, why not? Let's do this. We can make this work, and we'll struggle, and we'll try to make this work and drive ourselves nuts.
Maybe you should go out into 315 land,
right?
You should go out to
Syracuse,
like Penn Yan. Go out to
no,
and find just one of these country, what Farmers Online,
Farmers Only,
Farmers Only.
I had the opportunity to actually live full time in Cuca, and that's where I was like, I can't live like this. I need my Wegmans. I need my life. I want
that's true. That's true.
Culture.
That is true. Okay, all right. So I don't know. We got to find. Do you know what? Maybe we should have people on the Facebook page if they think they're good enough to date you, right? And then what we'll do is we'll bring them in and we'll actually interview them.
Yeah.
Interview them.
So that's my thing is I'm trying to figure out my type. So clearly, what I dated prior was felons, addicts.
Felons, addicts.
Big men with big hats and big egos.
But wow. Okay, you didn't mention anything else, so I'm going to assume. Okay, big men, big hats, big egos.
Yeah. Power. Okay. Usually a boss, like a power position over me.
Oh, okay. All right. Power. You like power.
I like power.
You do like power.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then for some reason, because I'm crazy, I like to challenge that power because I am really smart and actually have my life together.
Yes, you do.
And I'm full of ideas and concepts with business.
Full.
So.
Loaded.
Then you get to that point, and then sometimes you start challenging that narcissist ego.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I get thrilled by it, and I'm a button pusher, and I want to push till you snap. And it's not like I'm trying to do it on purpose. Sometimes my poor father dealt with it, but it just transfers.
Poor dad.
And his smile.
Poor dad.
Love you, honey, or boyfriends, whatever. It just trickled.
Okay. Oh. Look at that. The phone is ringing.
Right. It is.
Yeah, I should grab it.
I think we should cut in a break song and then see if Bailey is coming shortly because the weather's kind of nasty out there. I don't know what's going on.
You got it. With Katrina Lee. And hey, guess who's in the house?
I know. Bailey just arrived with Zeus.
Zeus the dog.
Yes.
And the roads, the roads were horrific.
Were they?
Coming from Buffalo to
Yeah, coming
Rochester.
from Buffalo, and I left early, and it was just kind of a mess. And I was kind of nervous, and then people were still speeding. It's like, seriously?
Right.
It was icy.
Yeah.
So then it was funny. So when I was waiting outside, actually, it was the first time I pulled in and I could hear, I turned the station on. I was like, well, I'm going to see just because I've never listened to it. So I heard your music going, and then I heard Katrina on there. So I'm out in the parking lot, and I'm filming myself while I'm getting ready. I'm like, I'm late for my own show or my co-host. And then all of a sudden I hear, whoa, you're like, what's going on? And she's like, whoa, I just left the relationship, and I spit water out because I just was dying. I was dying. So then I hit the thing to get in the building, and then I got to pee really bad. And anybody knows me, if I do any caffeine in the 2 gallons of water. Yeah. And I'm like, let me in, I got to pee. And no one's coming down. I'm like, ugh. So I kind of went in the corner. I was right out there, and I'm holding Zeus, and then Zeus jumps out of my arms, and it's snowing on me. And I was like, oh, man, I dropped the little guy, but lucky he's okay. But
yeah, see, the stuff I actually want to say, I'm controlling myself and not saying. So I'm behaving like a saint, really.
yeah.
You really are.
I am. I'm being so good.
You should have a habit
Yeah,
of.
the stuff I could say, like
with the
man.
relationship thing?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
I'm behaving.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
I should keep it private and not be so
Yeah.
public about things. And I'm trying to adult.
It's not like it's the ballless wonder.
No, I know. We were talking about it. Yeah, my poor taste of relationships. Yeah, the ballless wonder with no balls. So
Yeah, that it was like
who
scam.
contacted me today, and he's like, "We need to meet up. I miss you." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" Like,
It's been crazy. You know what that's called?
all my crazy exes have all came out of the woodwork
me too.
lately. Yeah,
Yeah, there's been just people coming out of the woodwork out of nowhere. Some girl with these gigantous boobs, like triple G or something. I don't even know what she was. And she like messages me and like, she's, yeah, you weren't really into me back in the day. I'm like, what? I'm like, who are you? She's like, you were into my friend Tara, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't even know who this is. So I look, I don't know who the friend is. I don't know who this is. I'm like, where are these people coming from? And so the term is actually, there's a new term. Y'all know about the ghosting I always talk about. And I invented pre-ghosting, which is in the Urban Dictionary. Credit to me. Well, zombie is a term like the Ballless Wonder did.
Okay.
They previously vanished or whatever, and then they like rise from the dead and contact you like months later, like, hey, we should get together, whatever. So it's actually called a zombie.
I can't stop thinking about you.
Yeah,
like,
it's actually
you know,
called like
what we could have been or happened, and you're like.
So I've had a few girls zombie me, and it's just out of nowhere, just coming out of the woodwork, and it's just been like, okay.
The ghost term, I totally give you. You totally started that ghost term. There's
it's
no doubt
actually
about it.
Urban Dictionary for
I'm telling you.
Yeah, well, the pre-ghosting, I made that up in the Urban Dictionary on December 17th. You'll see credit Paul Bailey, and like I said, that I made is you're messaging a girl, talking to a girl, and you don't even get to the ghosting point because you never even get to meet her. So that's how I did. And this girl that inspired that was this real pretty girl. We were writing back and forth. They're going to hang out, and then she never called me, never did anything, and I'm like, what the heck's going on? And then she got kind of snotty. So I said, you know what? And then I invented the pre-ghosting term, and I sent it to her. I said, thanks for the inspiration, and apparently she was engaged all along or some nonsense. Just lied about, because I had one of my buddies messenger, and he like asked her out, and she's like, actually, I'm engaged. I'm like, oh, really? Interesting. So she was lying all along. So I'm like, thanks for the inspiration. So the pre-ghosting is on Urban Dictionary, everyone, so make sure you like it. Let's make it a real term.
Yes. A real term. Too funny. So we are going to shortly call Dawn from Foreplay and get our toy of the week. And I'm liking it. So we're having a lot of fun. She's great. I'm looking forward to filming and doing more stuff with her.
Sure. And I think we should ask her on each toy, is it car approved?
Right? Yeah, that's what she was saying last week. It was crazy. We had Tom Losey from Life Without Shame.
Car approved? You mean like charging in the car?
Like, no, using it in the car. Whatever she had last week, whatever the product was, she said that she used in the car quite a bit while she was driving along.
You can, but you got to be careful. Like I was using on the side of the highway once, one of my urinals, because I had to pee on the way to the Sun Club, and a cop pulled me over and was like, "Everything okay?" I was like, "Yeah." And I told him what I was doing. I was like, "I was peeing in this. It's not illegal, is it?" He's like, "Well, technically it is." So I think it might be an indecent exposure.
Oh.
So you kind of can't expose yourself. But I had to go, man, and I'm not real crazy about pulling over, and then it just makes you nervous on the side of the road. People get hit, so I just used my urinal. My mom bought me urinals, so and my one urinal's phenomenal because it has a special part for a female to use. It's got like a cup area for the V, I guess. Yeah, I swear to God, in my car. So I'm equipped in case a girl's with me and needs it. You can do it too, but hey.
Wait, a cup with the V? It's got the V?
The V.
Yeah, it's kind of like. It's for a girl. It's a urinal. It's a urinal for a girl. It's got like a V kind of like a dish almost.
Like a dish.
Yeah.
So you can like pee in the urinal because the urinals.
Yeah,
because I've gone in bottles before, and that's not easy. And one time I was in my work car and I had to pee so bad, and I went in the bottle and it shot out all of the steering wheel, and I was like, "Oh my God!" And not good. So the urinals are tipped a certain way so you can fill them up.
So it's sort of like a romantic thing to do. You're driving down the road with your girl, and you're like, "Hey, I gotta go. I gotta go."
Well, so, yeah,
and then you can hand it to her and be like, "There you go."
If you really had to, I mean,
right.
Once I was hanging out with this chick, hooked up with this chick after a show, and we were driving, and she had to go so bad, we just pulled over, and she went in a parking lot. And it was like, I was like, where do you want me to go? She said, I gotta go somewhere. I gotta go. So I was like, all right.
And then if your partner's like into golden showers, you could just pour it all over him as you're driving along.
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
To each their own.
I,
Oh
my God.
I think we have Dawn on the phone ready to go and talk about the toy of the week. So, hi Dawn, how are you today?
Oh, what mic is she on? What mic is she on?
She is on yellow.
Okay, all right, there we go. Okay.
Today's toy of the week is the remote control bullet. And I know we all like to have fun, and this gives you a chance to have fun in public.
Right, fun in public.
Wow.
You could put the bullet in your
I need more
panties,
fun in
and
public.
Yeah, right? You could be zapped from anywhere in the room. You could use this at bars, funerals, weddings.
Funerals.
Okay, funerals.
Funerals.
Yeah, it's a ton of fun. It works really anywhere. And you get a couple 100 yards range out of it, and it has an LED light up screen for the remote control.
Nice.
It's just a lot of fun. I use it all the time. It's fun for work.
At funerals?
Yeah.
The look on my dog's face right now, he's even shaking his head at the funeral one.
Like, those people.
I absolutely love the remote controls, and women love bullets, so it kind of gives you best of both worlds.
Yeah.
You just gotta be careful nobody gets that remote control, like you lost it with your keys, and someone else is zapping you, and you're like, it's some professional thing, and they're like, ooh,
Nice.
Well, the Wii Vibe comes with 2 remote controls, so you could do just that. You could leave one remote on the bar and just let anybody in the room play with it.
Great.
Just something you love. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
So
God, I
lots
love
of
the
fun.
Right. And I don't know if you know about this. Upcoming is Rochester Erotic Arts Festival is called Reef. So you can find it on Facebook, and they have all different vendors and artists and photographers, and they do sexual demonstrations, fetish, foreplay, bonding. And it's like a big event in Rochester. They have nothing like in Buffalo.
pocket
It's a
vagina.
hotel.
When
It's
is
really
that?
cool. I got to double check. I'll let you know, and I'll post it later. But it's a
That
cool
sounds
event,
fun.
and I won a couple of pictures from photographers. It's like image of the year with my butt and stuff through the years. So there's actually one in my vagina that was inserted inside the core of an apple. So with Dan Olak, yeah. So
How's them apples
crazy
for
stuff,
ya?
right? How's them apples? But it's really neat. It's all different stuff. Anything sexual, erotic, in Rochester, all combined in one awesome take over the Hyatt type event.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Could you imagine staying at the Hyatt that weekend? I want to go.
Yeah, we need to go. That's what I was going to say. We can take literally the room and fill it with sex toys, and I'll help you pedal it, and I'll hustle
Could you
like
imagine?
stupid
How much
men to
fun
be
we'd
like, I
have?
really want this toy for me. Will you buy it for me?
Stupid
And
men.
we'll do it. Like, we'll work as a team.
I'm there. You let me know when that's at the Hyatt. We'll use my points, and we're
Yeah,
good to
it's
go.
one of them. So I'll let you know. Like, I know it's coming up. It's every year, so it's soon. So yes, we will. So thank you for the toy of the week, and Dave
Hey.
is going to add you on our Facebook page so you can post it for everyone.
And one thing, Katrina, because she can't hear me, can you ask her if it's car approved? I just want to know if the bullet's
Dave
car
wants
approved.
to know if the bullet is car approved.
It is. It definitely is.
All right, good. Well, thank you so much for calling in, and I will talk to you soon. I'll get you all the info on Reef. So, Rochester Erotic Arts Festival. All
Have fun, guys.
right, thank you. Bye.
Oh, I love her.
Good old Reef. I love it.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
She got
She's
mentioned at a
awesome.
gas station the other day. I was in there. Some girl came in and she had cute hair, and I just talked to people because I'm nice and to hand out cards. I was like, "Hey, you got cool hair." She's like, "Thank you." And then I'm in there, and then the gas station girl, because the gas stations love strippers because we always have singles, and they're always out of
That's
singles.
true.
So I do a public service, so I cash my singles in, and I don't know. We started talking, and I don't know. But she was the woman behind the counter was like, "Oh, you got any shows?" I said, "Yeah, I just did this one at this hair salon and blah blah blah." And then this other girl, we started talking about sex toys somehow, whatever. And she's like, "Yeah, I'm supposed to do it." I go, "Yeah, I know, Dawn." And then sure enough, she's supposed
Of
to work for
course.
Dawn. So it was interesting. Small world.
Wow. Dawn's awesome. I love her.
She is. Love her.
Yeah.
She has really nice boobs too.
Yes, she does.
True.
That is true.
You just want to reach over and
Motorboat them.
Yeah.
Motorboat
hanging
them.
out during our shows, okay. But I think we should cut into a little musical thing and
A little
get ready
musical
for our
thing?
next section.
All right, here we go. All right, it is time right now to go back, of course, to Beyond the Pole.
Hello. Thursday, and I am Katrina Lee, Katrinaleee. Check me out on Facebook. I have 2 pages, a profile, and a modeling one with fun pictures and events and stuff I'm doing. And we are Beyond the Pole Radio on Facebook.com. And I have a charity page, CATS, K-A-T-S, Meow, M-E-O-W, CARES, K-A-R-E-S. And that's all about domestic abuse and positive ways to stay in healthy relationships and ideas and options and stuff. So kind of give a little and take a little and have fun. So we have Bailey here and we have Zeus. And you haven't been on the past couple weeks, so why don't you tell us what's been going on in your life?
Yeah, well, I had actually a very good stripping February. I had a few shows.
Nice.
And so that was good because it's not wedding season, it's winter,
Yeah.
And I did one Thursday at this hair salon in Tonawanda called Louis Anthony's or something. And the birthday girl, hairdresser, didn't know I was coming. So I was going to come in and act like I needed a haircut. And my mohawk's kind of long now anyways. So I went in there. We dragged my stuff in. She's working on some other girl's hair. So she comes to the front. So I'm like, yeah, I got an appointment, I get my hair cut. I'm like, but it's different colors. I don't know, can you color it? She's like, oh, I just had you down for a cut. I'm like, I don't know what. And I just started going through this spiel for minutes, just messing with her. And I'm like, I don't know if you could just do the mohawk. And I have 3 mirrors, and I got to do them like this, to do it like that. And I'm like, well, what color do you recommend? I can only do purple or red or what. She's like, well, your hair is kind of dark. And so I'm just throwing all this stuff at her. And the other girls are dying. And I milked this for 3 minutes. So then I kind of come around the side. I'm like, oh. She's like, well, I don't know, your hair's kind of dark. I said, you know what, my hair is kind of dark. And you know what? I'm like, you're the birthday girl, and I'm also a stripper, so that's why I'm really here. And they're like, oh, my God. So it was great. So we sat her down, and stripping in a hair salon is pretty neat. I've done a few of them. And because the lights are bright and there's mirrors everywhere, so it's kind of hot, so I can kind of watch myself or whatever. And it was fun. And then there was this real cute girl. Had a scarf, and I nicknamed my girls at my show, so I'm like, I'm calling you the scarf girl. She was light. She's probably 110 pounds. So I picked her up at one point, and it was some funny stuff, man. So I am available for. I'm good at running gags. I've come in, arrested girls, this and that, and I've had them nervous, arresting girls too. I did one at a hotel last month, and the girl looked like she was gonna cry. I was like, you guys are being too loud, and I got to arrest you for marijuana possession. And they're like, oh my God, and I waited and waited, I'm just kidding, hon. So one time I did the marijuana possession one. I was at. You know what? It might have been out in Rochester at some campgrounds or something out here years ago, and the woman was with her 15-year-old daughter or something. I don't know. They were all there, and I'm like, I got to arrest you guys. You're being too loud, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, whatever the girl's name is, Barbara, and I got to arrest you for marijuana possession. And her daughter's like, Mom. I'm like, yo, I'm just kidding. And they're like, oh. It was so funny stuff, man. So,
When you do these at the hair salons, I mean, do you ever get nervous with that many scissors laying around?
Well, Yeah, it's it's the end of the night. My biggest nervous thing is that, they'll cancel at the last minute because of, there's going to be too many customers or that, or the owner might freak out. But, yeah, I don't really get too nervous about the scissors aspect, because but I've had them wash my hair even before.
Nice.
And
get what you can.
I wanted to try to get her to really cut my hair because my mohawk's too long after, but I couldn't really finagle that. But it was fun. It was a good time. So I've done a few hair salons. I've done Attilio's, Capello's, Chazon before it was remodeled. I've even done Applebee's before, which is like a corporate place. It's hard to get those, but it was during a meeting before they opened up. Okay. So I came in like a new employee or whatever. Man, I've been to collection agencies, and I did collections. So I started just I was coming in for an interview, so I just throwing down terms. Okay. Well, yeah, I know about skip tracing and all this and that, and just messaging.
Yeah.
And then I had on a thing. Well, here's my resume. And looking at I wrote, I'm really a stripper, And I did one actually had empty pockets the other day on Hurdle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so I go in there, and they had me give flowers for the daughter. So I brought her this flowers, and I was like, yeah, some it's a delivery, but they're like, from who? They're like, I don't know, some guy who's kind of like 6'5", kind of straight hair and whatever. She's like thinking, what the heck? I was like, yeah. Then he had this card, and I gave her my dancing card. And then she was like, what the heck is going on? I'm like, I'm really a dancer. So there's funny stuff, man.
What is empty hands?
Empty pockets?
Empty pockets.
Just a bar on Hurdle.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's a special bar. I might act like that one.
And then, ironically, there was a girl there that's coming up for another show coming up, and Anne was friends with some of the girls at Playmates who. Remember when I went up to Playmates, the one girl recognized because I did their sorority party like 14 years ago.
Yeah.
And then they started tagging, and girls are coming out of the woodwork. Now they're all 32 years old and have kids and married. It was interesting.
Yeah.
And then they were like, does he still have like these chaps and these jeans? And I'm like, I still got them all. And I'm just putting them out on Facebook. It was like a time capsule. I mean, they had to find, because it was disposable cameras back then too. You got to remember, the cell phones didn't. Not everyone had them, and if you did, you couldn't take photos or video. So it was disposable cameras.
There was MySpace, or even pre-MySpace.
And I used to bring disposable cameras in the package cheap and sell them. I'd sell them for a little bit of a profit, plus I wanted them to take photos and circulate.
Yeah.
So that was kind of, tape cassettes and that's how it was back in the day.
So many easy ways to make money back then.
Yep.
It was harder. So
yeah.
But no, I actually booked Bailey for a party at one of my first apartments for my girlfriend, who was this cute naive from virgin, never kissed a guy, 24 years old. And I'm like, let's have a really cool birthday party for her. So I called him up there, and we had you come out as Austin Powers. And he had the funny teeth and the whole costume, and she was dying, and she like loosened up, and I never seen her so happy in my life, with just the biggest smile, and we all like laughed so hard. And that same day, one of my friends who was a bartender at the local club we used to dance actually blew him by the dumpster outside of the apartment complex.
Yeah. I striked when the iron's hot, man.
We're classy individuals.
Yeah, she walked me out. We hooked up by the dumpster. I was like, hey, it's hot. She ended up ghosting me.
Dumpster diving.
Before
Blew
ghosting.
your mini-me. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Right.
Before ghosting was a term. And then I added her on Facebook like last year. And she obviously knew who I was. And I was like, then you ghosted me before it was a term. She's like, I'm sorry about that. It was hilarious, though.
It is funny.
And your apartment was hilarious. You got all these lizards and iguanas.
Yeah, my ex was really into it. So we had an Asian water monitor that was 5.5 feet long that turned out was illegal. He got taken away, and it would like have poison, and it'd eat like full of rabbits and like smash it against it. My
Asian water? What was it?
Asian water monitor.
Is that like the guy who delivers the Chinese food?
Yeah, it was crazy. You wouldn't even believe this stuff. Like these pets, like bearded dragons. There's like 50 different cages, and like we had scorpions and every pet you could think of. And then for my birthday, he goes and he buys me an alligator that was 3.5 feet long, and he kept it in a Rubbermaid type tub in the back of his truck. And then he brings it up to the apartment, and he doesn't tell me what it is. He's like, open it, you're going to love it. And this angry alligator actually pops out of the bin. And it's like, and I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? So I grab a wrapping paper roll, and I jump on top of the apartment complex like sink area, and I'm trying to whack it and like get away from me. And then he's like, what do we do? What do you do? I'm like, just open it, let it get off the balcony. I'm like, some car can hit it, something. He's like, it hurt someone. I'm like, I don't want the DC or like anything like here arresting us. Like,
so what happened to it?
We actually gave it to another strip club manager.
Oh, okay.
In the Buffalo area, and if you Google this, you can piece it together. Like I said, we don't call out names, but it's on there. And he built a home, and he treated this alligator amazingly.
Oh, okay.
Did a really good job. His name might have been, I don't know, Bob, whatever. And he had another alligator, and then I guess he got discovered, and then they took those, saying they were in good condition, to a sanctuary in Florida. But he used to breed snakes and everything, and it was a great person to take it to.
Had a good life. But
yeah, it had a good life. It didn't last long, obviously, in my house, but that was actually the worst birthday gift I ever got in my life. So, men, if you want to impress lady, don't get them an angry alligator inside a tub.
Inside a tub.
Inside a tub.
My uncle actually used to wrestle alligators at Seabreeze Park.
Okay.
Back in the 70s. and we would come home, and there would be alligators in the tub.
Crazy.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was insane.
Yeah. So certain stuff like it comes like normal if that's what you're used to, but it's really not the most healthy option.
What kind of animals should they get you?
Puppies.
Puppies.
Who doesn't want puppies?
What kind of puppies?
Bichons and Pomeranians and cute little fluffy white ones that are hypoallergenic that I won't have allergic reactions to.
Or dogs like Zeus, because he's litter box
Zeus,
trained.
little, tiny.
Zeus is litter box trained, so he can stay inside and doesn't have to go in the snow and stuff.
Yeah, like easy. Small. You can carry them around in your purse.
Okay. What other animals besides dogs would a guy get to you with?
I do want to get another hamster. I've always had them, like simple ones, but I have fish tanks. I've always had a lot of pets. Like I love animals, so I'm not a cat person. I can pretend I am. I'm just not. It's not my thing. I don't hate them. It's just not me. I love a monkey. That'd be exciting.
It is, but like a male, Jen Garrett had a monkey, and
yeah, she's got a couple.
She did have a monkey named Chewy, but then the people freaked out like it wasn't legal, and I think it ended up in some other sanctuary or something.
Okay, there's some areas I know you can't have them.
Yeah, they got all
spots.
Stupid about it, so I don't think she ever got it back.
I thought about a pet skunk, but they don't allow them in New York State if they're de-skunked. But you can get in Pennsylvania, and I have a business license and a post office box in Pennsylvania I could have it delivered to, and then I could do the vetting in PA and just transfer it back and forth. But that's a lot of effort.
What about a little piglet? No.
I wanted one, but then there was the fear when I read about it that it could be 160 pounds and be a mistake. So, I don't know.
A raccoon?
Oh, they are. Yeah, they're not legal, but I could do that through another state and then get away with it.
It's hard. You got to be careful. Like my boa constrictor is a mammoth. It's like 9 feet. And they live to be like 20 years. So I have to really, I keep it in the strip room, in the cage, and really, so if it ever escapes, it stays in the strip room.
So
but it's a
everybody's
monster.
confused. What exactly is the strip room where your stripper closes? What is the strip room with this boa constrictor?
Yeah, my stripping room has basically got all my costumes and bins and posters, and everything was in there. I'd find everything for a show, but it was just stuff in bins, and it was a horrific mess. And then, so me and my friend kind of got it together and got all my costumes, like the Austin Powers and stuff, because the stuff was in bins. So we got it all organized. So that's like my strip room. So I have like a strip room.
Right.
with the snake.
Nothing wrong with that.
But I always keep that closed just in case,
Just in case, you never know. Just because Zeus, like he's little, it looks like a treat. You're hungry enough.
Yeah. So you got to be careful.
Know. So
You're hungry enough. Oh, really? With a 9 foot, could it eat a dog like Zeus?
Easily. Yeah. Well, yeah. It eats about 4.5 pound frozen rabbits that already, like 2 of them at a feeding that I get in from rodentpro.com. So, it's a monster. I mean, it's she's huge. So.
Wow. Amazing stuff I learned on this show.
Yep.
Yeah, you are. You're going to learn a lot, But so you said there's an incident with some guy. Like, why don't you tell us about what's going on?
What? You mean the Jim Shady thing?
Yeah, the Jim Shady.
Okay, it's not
about Jim Shady. Inform us, enlighten us.
Okay, it's not an incident, but it's just funny. I've kind of started a little Bailey's romance school. I did a thing on Valentine's Day, kind of on relationships and how to talk to women or whatever. One of my topics is going to be like how to not approach women on Facebook. And my friend who's from Rochester, Chanel, who's a very pretty girl and she's a hairdresser, she got this random text private message from this guy named Jim Shady, and I'm going to read it right now because it's absolutely phenomenal. And then what I'm hoping is then we call him and see we're going to call him. But here I got to set up to see what it says. So this is a true, and she posted it. And basically, if I'm sad or depressed, I look at this phenomenal writing of this guy wrote, and I'm dying and wait till y'all hear it. So it goes like this. It goes, and mind you, he didn't even know her. Out of nowhere, it goes, well, damn, I got to say, first, you're truly gorgeous, and then I'd wondered if maybe you'd like to maybe get together tonight, and maybe while we get to know each other, I could hook you up with a new tattoo or a body
tattoo, nice.
A new tattoo or a body piercing, or maybe the most relaxing, make you forget about the world massage you've ever had.
Oh.
And then he wrote, yes, I'm licensed in all 3.
Nice.
Services. Just so you know, this part's the best. Well, I have a few other talents too, like mind tricks, like some mind reading abilities.
Okay.
As well as other massive talents.
Massive
talents
massive.
or skills of mine besides me just being cool as hell and just the kind of man that could give you a night to remember for years and years. Don't be shy. Hit me up on my cell. What are you waiting for?
What are you waiting
Yeah,
for?
what are you waiting for? And it was like one day it was out of nowhere, and his name was Jim Shady. And I looked at his profile, and it was a legit profile. Like he had family and friends. So this dude was like serious. This wasn't even like I'm like really Jim Shady. But the best part is the mind reading abilities and the massive.
Yeah.
There was so many sexual puns and stuff in there. So. We have his phone number. I'd like to, It'd be great to have you call him.
Let's try to do
Caller ID
this.
blocked, and then ask him and be like, hey, my girlfriend passed this on to me that you can do body piercings, and we gotta mess with him.
Yeah.
You star 67 though if you don't want him to have your phone number though.
What's the worst thing you
don't
can do, right?
Okay.
You won't know.
Can you read my handwriting?
8, 3.
So we're doing this right now, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna do
Okay.
it live, see what happens. If
Shady.
he swears, we'll just hang up really
Yeah,
fast.
yeah.
You know, or if he's like, God knows, like
Right. Jim Shady.
Jim Shady.
Shady.
So
Isn't there a
here
song
you
like
go.
that?
So we have him here.
So you're up. We're calling Jim Shady, everyone.
Okay, yeah, we're calling Jim Shady.
And
He might be in bed.
If he doesn't answer, I can leave a voicemail if you'd like.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do
Probably
it.
not me
I'll do it.
because I don't know. Who
Jim
he is.
Shady's in bed
do
tonight,
it.
folks. The world
Right?
is a safer place.
He's watching Hogan's Heroes right now
The world
on
is a safer
MeTV. And then the Carol Burnett show at 11
Your call
o'clock.
has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
What does it
Okay,
say?
let's leave a message.
8 0
Oh,
3.
I was hoping that it would. Yeah, I had to hang up.
Did you hang up?
Yeah.
We'll have to try him again.
Oh, he's from Rock Hill, South Carolina. So it's not even close.
Well,
Jim Shady.
Jim Shady, everyone.
We'll have to try it again.
Jim
We got to
Shady.
let me leave it. I want to leave a voicemail for him and kind of be like,
separate.
like
so.
we're don't worry about it, dude. Like we're swingers, man. It's all good, you know.
Right? Something crazy. The answers, but no, it didn't happen today.
We'll have to try it again.
All right.
So let's
know?
talk a little bit about anxiety, since we try to do something every week helpful to life.
Yep, I know
Life
about that
have.
topic. Yep.
So anxiety. So there's a scale of anxiety. So relaxation is 0. As you're calm, you're feeling undistracted and at peace. That's a rarity for me. 1 is slight anxiety, passing twinge of anxiety, feeling slightly nervous. 2 is mild anxiety, butterflies in stomach, muscle tension, nervousness. 3, moderate anxiety, feeling uncomfortable but still in control. Heart starting to beat faster, more rapid breathing, sweaty palms. 4 is marked anxiety and feeling uncomfortable or spacey, heart beating fast, muscles tight, beginning to wonder about maintaining control. 5 is early panic, heart pounding or beating irregularly, constricted breathing, spaciness, dizziness, fear of losing control, compulsion to escape. 6 is a moderate panic attack, palpitations, difficulty breathing, feeling disorientated or detached, feeling or unreality, panic in response to perceived loss of control. 7 to 10 is major panic attack. And all symptoms level 6 is aggravated, terror, feeling going crazy, compulsion, like just actual panic. So they're like all various scales. Now they may not correspond to specific symptoms. The thing to do is what is a level 4 for you. And level 4, which is a marked anxiety, is a point where people start feeling very anxious and uncomfortable, but you still feel that you're coping. So as soon as you start wondering whether you can manage what's happening, you begin to panic. So with practice, you can learn to catch yourself and stop the panic reaction before it reaches the point of no return. A panic attack occurs when you react fearfully to the initial body sensations of panic, such as increased heartbeat, respiration, sweating, other symptoms. I'm going to have a heart attack. I'm losing control. What if someone sees this happen to me? You just get worse and worse and worse. So if you learn these symptoms, you can start to actually prepare yourself, control, and deal with it. And I know you have issues with that. We're going to talk about this throughout the rest of the show on and off through different sections and stuff, but there's all different coping strategies which we'll address. And
I have some coping I could tell right now for anxiety. So one thing I've done to distract your mind, because one time at my day job, my ex-girlfriend at the time was working for my agency, and I knew she'd be in a training with me for 3 days, and I hadn't seen her in a month. So what I did is to distract me, I kept something in my pocket that would crack me up. It was this little cat toy I used to call Felty. It looked like it was made from a chalkboard eraser. It was kind of cheesy, and it just cracked me up because it was kind of lame. So I kept it in my pocket. So when I was with her, if I started getting anxiety, I just reached in my pocket and like either pulled it out and like played with Felty or something like that, just to distract my brain, you know, to calm down. Or sometimes I'll think of like Crystal Dawn's butt. Because we promote Crystal Dawn's butt, or something like I'll think of some funny story, or like the Jim Shady thing we just talked about. Like if I was getting a lot of anxiety, I'll think of the Jim Shady or read that, and I'd just start dying because it's absolutely hilarious. So you can trick your mind. And a lot of the books I've read on like law of attraction and secret shifters, you know, you could think of your dog or stuff, because it's impossible to feel like negative emotions and positive emotions kind of at the same time. So, so if you can trick yourself, or it's like switch your mind and think about something pleasant like your dog or whatever, your mom, I don't know, your mom, whatever. And it's kind of a secret shifter. You can kind of shift your moods real quick when it's coming on. So that's just what I try to do. You know, and working out, of course, helps, and stretching. Sometimes I'll stretch.
Yeah, no, I mastered the wrong things to do on how to correct it, like pace, try to smoke weed and knock yourself down, shot after shot. You know, maybe even like wrongly or incorrectly inhale a cigar so you feel dizzy. But, you know, other coping strategies include retreat. So exit the situation and your anxiety level will subside. Like when you're out of this situation, it will go away. So there's a difference between retreat and escape. So retreat means you leave a situation temporarily with the intention of returning when you feel better. Escape, on the other hand, has no intention of returning to the situation. So you begin thinking the situation's intolerable. So escape reinforces your phobia. Talk to another person. Talking to someone helps you get your mind off panic symptoms and anxious thoughts. Move around, engage in physical activity. Stay in the present. You know, focus on what's there, like concrete objects. Engage in simple repetitive activity. Chew gum, count backwards, sing. You know, they put a wet towel on your face. It depends on what situation I guess you're in. But, you know, just something simple like count whatever is handy, count the money in your wallet, just something that gets your mind off of it. Yeah,
anything to distract your brain usually can help. And, of course, I mean, if you're prescribed, you know, anti-anxiety, like, you know, I get Ativan, so I'll just take an Ativan, you know. If like on the way here, I was getting anxiety because the roads were so bad. It was just making me nervous, and some people were speeding, and I want to get here in one piece, you know. And even though I left kind of early, I didn't leave early enough, but I'm like, I'm not going to speed. If I'm late, I'm late. So, you know, I just took an Ativan just to calm me down because I'm just like, it was bad. And then, you know, it was not good driving. So that was giving me anxiety and negative thoughts, so I needed to switch that.
And then other things like do something that requires focus, concentration, read a novel, magazine, solve puzzles, hobby, yoga, play cards.
Video game, anything.
Yeah, video game, anything really. Experience something immediately pleasurable. Things that you're grateful for, that you love, like ask your spouse or partner to hold you, eat a good meal, have sex, take a hot shower, nice bath, like immediate reaction. Visualize a comforting person or scene. So be happy, like put yourself in your happy, safe spot, be wherever it is. Practice thought stopping. So disrupt your pattern of negative or anxious thoughts. So like just stop what ifs, like what if this happens, what if that happens, like live in the moment, live now, practice mindfulness, do what you have to do.
I read once 99% of the things people worry about never happens anyways.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
You know, but yeah, sex is a good one for me. If I have anxiety and I'm seeing someone or whatever, it's like that can distract me right away. You know,
some people it doesn't work for. They work the opposite. They shut down and don't want it. So I mean, it's to each their own. But then they say abdominal breathing. Practice it, like the yoga breathe. You know, breath, whatever helps you out. That's not my thing. Practice muscle relaxation. Clench your fists. Hold for 10 seconds. Tighten biceps, forehead muscles. Hold, you know, tighten your shoulders. Create a positive coping statement. So do away with self-talk and negative. So your panic attacks based on what you tell yourself and symptoms you're feeling. Like, be positive. It's your choice. Tell yourself, uh-oh, here it comes to losing control. I can't stand this. Like, you can do something positive. Like, instead say, I can handle this. This will pass. I can ride this through. Like, positive self-talk words will help you cope with anxiety and lower it.
Yep, self-fulfilling prophecy. So what you tell yourself
Yeah.
always helps. So you want to try to switch the negative thoughts to positive as quick as you can. So like those books, The Secret I read and The Power and all those, that's all helpful in Law of Attraction.
Yeah.
It all helps.
Absolutely. I love all those types of self-help
Yeah,
books
they
myself,
work
so
too.
I
Those
read
books,
a lot of them.
They
help.
work. Yeah.
They
Actually.
do, and then they make you a better person. Like when you catch yourself in maybe situations that you had been making errors or breakup, you might have done something a little crazy. You're like, no, I have boundaries. I know I can control myself. What I'm doing isn't the right reaction. Pause, think, wait, like the whole 24 hours before you contact. And
Yep.
so
Sometimes what I'll do is, and if I'm really pissed, I'll even if I wanted to post something on Facebook, I'll just post it to me so only I can see it, because I know in like 2 hours, if I calm down, I probably won't make it public, and I just delete it. So it's kind of a way of posting it, but only to me. So it's like a venting therapy thing, but no one else saw it.
Yeah, no one
because
else
I
saw
run a
it.
business, off my page,
Yeah,
and I don't
you
want
gotta
to
be
offend
careful.
too many people.
I think we've all made the mistake of drunken posting, and then found ways to block that. So I don't have the
Yeah.
issue. Anytime I would drink, I would make sure that, especially if I'm in an ugly mood, my phone is hidden, put away.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Learn that,
Well, the NFL
went to jail
players-
for it.
Yeah,
I've been there, done my
Yeah,
punishment.
well, and NFL players will do stupid stuff like that and tweet something or post something and not good, and their draft status and just stuff will just drop because
yeah.
they're controversial,
Just,
and
controversial,
they just cost themselves
unprofessional.
millions of dollars because they're being emotional, and not even Deion Sanders is like, you need to chill, wait 10 minutes and then see, do you really want to still post this when you're blasting your teammates or your coach?
Oh yeah.
know,
It's just the
not-
way the society works now. So
Yeah, it's all immediate gratification.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it is time to turn to a little music break, and a lot of these songs were picked by Dr. Cassidy. So enjoy. I love our listeners. Thank you for tuning in every week, and such a great support system. And we get bigger and bigger. And I love our new time slot. It's so much more fun and makes more sense. So I can actually enjoy my weekends and not worry about rushing out here. So.
Yeah, Thursday nights are better.
Yeah. So check us out. We are Beyond the Pole Radio on Facebook. I am Katrina Lee. And I have a lot of big things upcoming because now I'm single. I don't have to feel guilty about what I do. So I am going to actually, I okayed and approved it, being Hustler Magazine as one of America's sexiest entrepreneurs, and be talking about the radio show and how I help with the opioid epidemic and a lot of stuff I do with Narcan training, different stuff involved, or topics, and educating kids and kind of scaring them straight a little bit, and working with other individuals from domestic abuse and in the adult industry.
Sweet.
So it's more what I want. So I'm a story, and then I'm getting actually into movies and acting even more. So I did The Purge, Island Experiment #4, and I did Coldbrook with William Fichtner and Kim Coates, and I did Prison Break with Ben Stiller this year, and I just got hired, and I'm going to be doing I just blanked on the name, but
Yeah, 'cause you said four
Law and
movies.
Order.
yeah, no, Law and Order. I
Law
just
and
got
Order.
that
Law
one
and Order.
too.
What's your
Law and
role in
Order.
Law and Order?
Oh, I'm probably like a crack whore who's raped or something, No, I don't know. I am like a background character right now, and then
Yeah.
they work on it, and then you kind of audition more. So, and Mindhunter season 2, and that's being filmed in Pittsburgh in April.
Wow.
And on top of it, then there is Clover, which we're working on in Buffalo right now, and it's all about the Irish Mafia and how it kind of started there, and then how they eventually versed kind of the Italians. So.
Very cool.
Fascinating, fun, all this stuff I never, ever thought I could do, and I'm just going for it.
Why not, right?
Right?
You have no boyfriend.
No boyfriend right now.
No
like
boyfriend.
a weird live-in situation, but we're gonna be friends. So
Yep. So, I mean, why not do it? Why
Yeah,
not? No,
why
why
not?
not become the movie star you're about to
why
become?
not make a ton of money, have a lot of fun, eat at all different really cool restaurants? And on the plus side too is that even if it's not the highest paying part, like if I go to Pittsburgh, I can always work at one of the gentlemen's clubs. I could interview people for Beyond the Pole. I
Right.
can make money to cover the trip and even do more. So
I think the extras, though, if you
it's not bad.
can you get like $800 a day? I thought it was like up to $800 a
you
day.
can if
Especially if you have like one line too.
yeah,
like,
depending
you
on what
can-
it is. Yeah, there's depending on the hours of filming.
Yeah.
If you have your own wardrobe.
Yeah.
If you have, I'm actually part of the union now, the Screen Actors
Yeah.
Guild. So then you automatically get it.
Because Ron
so.
Jeremy's assistant was telling me about that because I had got something from Explore Talent when they were doing Magic Mike XL and they were filming part of it here or something. But I kind of got scammed. Like the auditions were already in Savannah, Georgia, and over with. They just hit me up, and so I was like, all right. But
yeah, well, they give you a lot of short notice, kind of.
Yeah, they didn't give me any notice. It was behind notice. So
yeah,
whatever.
so I missed the Mindhunter one that was today in Pittsburgh, but I called them earlier in advance to do a whole Skype interview, and they already said I'm set.
The hardest thing about the films
new on Netflix
is they do the same 2-sentence line 800 times in a row from every angle and over, and it's like, oh, God, okay already. And what kills me about that is from editing, since I used to edit my own films, that's got to be an editing nightmare. Like, how do you decipher out of the 900 clips, like your top 50? I mean, that's got to take forever. And all
the different angles.
You
I was Marissa Tomei, and she, from my cousin Vinny, I was her stand-in, and I did everything before she did it 10, 15, 20, 30 times, and they changed the lighting in this angle, do this, walk this way, do this, and, just adjusted it, and then she would come out and do it like in one shot, piece of cake, and she's the main architect in the movie. So
it's so funny that you mentioned Marissa Tomei in that movie, because the girl I've been hanging with reminds me of Marissa Tomei from my cousin Vinny. See, these things keep popping up lately as like law of attraction.
Like odd stuff. So like you'd think like, I don't see how you see it, but she's got, her hair is my color in the movie.
Okay.
So it's not on height because she has heels in the movie and I was wearing flats at the time, is based on my facial structure. And how the light hit on it with the cheekbones and stuff, and kind of that girl next door smile, the eyes and stuff. And I mean, you know what, being compared to her, I'm not, gonna complain.
Yeah, she's hot. She's hot.
She's very attractive, and I like every guy kind of always grew up with a crush on her. So win-win there. So
yeah, she was even hot when she was the dancer in the pro wrestling movie. You remember? What the heck was it called? Why am I drawing a blank? You know what I'm talking about.
No, I know what you're talking
about.
No
Holds Barred?
No.
No Holds Barred. No Holds Barred is Hulk Hogan versus that tiny Johnson guy who was Zeus and couldn't wrestle. And he's like, I'm Zeus, and just spitting. And Hulk Hogan was like Crusher or something. He's like, crush him. The movie was so terrible.
It was awful.
And they tried to build it up for wrestling as like this big thing of Hogan versus Zeus. But the Zeus guy couldn't really wrestle, and it just kind of killed it. Didn't really work.
The guy with the eye. Zeus had the eye,
yeah,
right?
Tiny. Yeah. He was in the Next Friday and Friday movies. Tiny something. I don't know what his name was, but
he had screwed up eyes.
Yeah. No. Speaking of all that,
no, it was just called The Wrestler. The movie I was thinking about. It's just called The Wrestler.
Yeah, it was
just
the one.
called The Wrestler.
No, I remember The Wrestler
with
Mickey Rooney.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, not Mickey Rooney. No. Mickey Rourke. Not Mickey
Rooney.
Mickey Rooney, the wrestler.
Who's Mickey Rooney, anyways?
He's a little short comedian guy.
I'm not sure.
With Andy Rooney from 60 Minutes. Remember that, dude?
There you go.
Why is it every time I go to the store, somebody pays with a checkbook? I just want to get my meat and potatoes and leave. You remember that show?
60 Minutes.
Yeah, and you'd be like, why is it every time I pay with a $1 bill, I get 3 cents change back? He made this whole spiel about 2 cents. It was terrible.
The rest of the story.
Right.
That was his big thing, the rest of the story. Mickey Rooney was like in Cannonball Run. He was
Mickey Rooney.
What are they?
I'm not sure. I don't pay attention to these type of movies. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's funny, man.
I tried, I was like, I remember it, it was some wrestler.
I got to look up Mickey Rooney here. I'll find out what he was from.
Like, well, okay, yeah, put a point and laugh. But.
Yeah.
That's too funny.
Right, good times.
Let's see. Oh, I don't even. There we go.
So it's St. Patrick's Day is coming up with all the parades and everything, and all the clubs are having their parties, and it's amazing. Easter is April Fool's Day. Like, this is going by so quick this year.
St. Patrick's Day is a Saturday. So those bars are going to be loaded.
And so it's like the 17th, and then I go to Costa Rica the 19th. So I decided, why not go to Costa Rica and give my parents something else to fear about me ending up in a Costa Rican jail, falling in love with some guy in the narcotics
Getting married
to God knows what type of drug smuggler. Like, why not? Like, let's spice it up a little bit.
Oh, yeah, you're so wonderful to your
I just
parents.
got my passport, so I'm, like, ready to go.
Wow. Well, do you know what I was thinking about? What we should do is I was thinking that we should actually maybe in the St. Patrick's Day parade here, maybe have a Beyond the Pole float.
We could do that.
I would get a bunch of the girls in,
Yeah, and they could all be dressed all cute.
Right, and we just
They would do it. I know a
have
lot
a
of
float.
girls who
Right,
would
Gary
do
can get
it.
us a truck, right, with the thing. Okay, there we
Yeah.
I
go.
guess you'd have to put them in bikinis only, though, man. You gotta be
No, they'll
careful.
do it. You know,
Yeah,
I got
just
some friends
so
who
we don't
do
get
it.
arrested. You know.
Yeah, no, they'll be there.
And it's St.
And little
Patrick's Day, so we're going to
tutu,
need a
like,
bunch of
shirts.
midgets
Yeah.
that'll look like little,
We
penguin.
can find
What do they
some.
call them?
Roxy Love can be rented.
Leprechauns. That's it. Leprechauns. Bunch of little midgets running around.
Yo,
looking
actually, Since you're into the midgets, dude, I got this text the other day from a girl, and she said, "Do you have any?" My friends get out of nowhere. I don't know who this is. My friend's stag gets coming up. Do you have any blidgets? And I was like,
Legend.
I was like,
Blidgets?
what is a blidget? I'm like, who is this? And she said a black midget. It's called it a blidget. And so I don't even know who this is. I'm like, no. They're like, do you have anything like that? And I was thinking then they were going to try to crack on my height or something since I'm not super tall. And I'm like, no. I'm like, why don't you know what? I'm like, why don't you invest real money and hire a real entertainer, real entertainer instead of some 5-minute novelty? And then it turned out, hey, it's. I'm like, who is this? And she's like, it's so and so from Peppermints. I'm like, well, why don't you introduce yourself? But I hadn't heard from this girl in like another one that came out of the work in like 7 years, and you just write to me out of nowhere and text me if I have any blidgets. Like
Right.
I'm like,
Well, how random, yeah.
Yeah, like why don't you say, hey, this is so and so from Peppermints. How are you, Bailey? Blah blah blah, and then ask me the
It's
question.
been a long time no talk.
Yeah, just send me this
I
random
thought about
text.
You.
Yeah, this random text. Do you have any blidgets? I'm like, what the heck is a blidget? I was kind of thinking maybe that's what it was, but I'd never heard that term. So
That's what crossed your mind. Blidget, what could it be? Black.
it had to be a midget. I was
Wow.
thinking midget, well, because
Wow.
of dancing, because I've had people call me about midgets before. So little people, but so
I
that was the
have,
first thing
personally,
I thought of. It's like it's got to be midget related. So
They're the best type of lap dancers. They're like pint-sized fun.
Yeah.
They'll
Yeah,
lay on your
Bridget-
lap.
Bridget.
They'll let you spank them.
I can't wait till Bridget comes back.
Right.
Hey, Mickey Rooney.
Yes.
The last movies that he was in was A Night at the Museum with Ben Stiller.
Okay.
And he was in The Muppets with Amy Adams. But more importantly, let's check this out. He was married to Ava Gardner, right?
Okay.
From 42 to 43.
Okay.
Then he was married to B.J. Baker from 44 to 49. Then he was married to Martha Vickers from 49 to 52.
He has a nice career path.
Then he was
Beautiful
married to
women.
Elaine Dervey from 52 to 58. Then Carolyn Mitchell from 58 to 66. Margaret Lane from 66 to 67. Carolyn Hockett from 69
Amazing.
to 75. And then finally, Jan Rooney from 78
There he
until he died.
you know what? I thought I found the. Oh, so he is okay. Yeah.
You have to give it to this
80-year
guy.
career.
No, he had, he definitely liked being
eight
committed
marriages.
Yeah.
8 marriages.
I thought I was bad with 2 ones. I mean, like, whew.
yeah.
But I figure 1 a decade's okay. So he lived past 80. He had 8 marriages. 1 a decade's good. So what's wrong? Like, 10 years, that's a long span. Some people hold relationships for like 3 months, in and out, flavor of the week. Like, that's a long time. Like,
Yeah.
you say, I've been married 10 years. That's, that's quality.
And then
Who cares if there's 8 different ones? You're 90,
have you ever seen that Hollywood steps out the caricatures? That picture. Have you ever seen it? It's got 46 of the greatest entertainers on it.
No, I got to check it out.
Oh, you got to check it out. Well, hey, with the death of James Stewart in 1997, Rooney was the last surviving entertainer of those 46 on there. So I don't know if that
Said he
was
died April 6, 2014.
Yep.
It says Mickey Rooney was an American actor, vaudevillain. What is a vaudevillain? Is it VAUDE?
Vaudeville.
Vaudeville. Yep.
Okay, so
Yep,
it's
vaudeville.
vaudeville.
Yeah,
though.
they probably spelled it wrong, but
Okay.
vaudeville was like kind of the old school, like Shakespearean.
Okay, so vaudevillain, and I was like, what the heck is that?
Stuff.
Yeah, and some of his personal quotes. At 58 years old, he said, "I'm in pretty good shape for the shape I'm in." And let's see, love wears off too quickly. I don't regret anything I've ever done. I only wish I could have done more. And I was a 14-year-old boy for 30 years.
Hey, that's
That sounds kind of odd.
Yeah. So, and then all the muddy waters of my life cleared up when I gave myself to Christ.
okay.
Interesting little comments he's got there.
Yeah.
He was in Sugar Babies. That was probably one of his biggest that you ever knew? Sugar babies. You ever see that? No. Probably
I
not.
don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Babes on Broadway. No.
I don't know.
No, none of them.
I don't know.
All
I
right.
might have if I saw it. Be like, oh yeah, my grandma made me watch this one day, or we're sitting there and we're being babysat, and
Yeah. Well, he got paid $5,000 to be in the movie How to Stuff a Wild Bikini, 1965.
That's a good one,
All right. Enough of Mickey Rooney.
right? So we're going to go back on a little bit about how to deal with anxiety. So the wise man uses all his 5 senses. So when you're stressed and having anxiety issues, use your vision. Look around you. Notice the sights. Be in the moment. Practice mindfulness. Look at nature, flowers, trees. Look for something beautiful. Hearing. Listen to soothing music. Pay attention to sounds of nature. Sing a song you like. Smell, use your favorite cologne, light a candle, go out in the woods, smell a flower, smell fresh baked bread, taste, have a good meal, drink a soothing drink, sample flavors in an ice cream store, get some special food you don't usually spend money on, touch, pet your dog, hold your baby, hug your lover, give a massage, just anything that you get in the moment feeling and enjoying. Is good.
I'd be screwed for one of the senses, since obviously a lot of people know I have no sense of smell my whole life, so I'm screwed on that one.
You know what I just got is I don't know if you ever heard of these. It's a specialty. So we only recently in the United States started getting them. They're called Sumo oranges, SUMO, and they only come into Wegmans for 2 times a year, and they're $4 a piece oranges.
Really?
But they're supposed to be the finest oranges in all the world, the easiest to peel. They're so juicy and stuff. So I go and I buy a crate for $16.
Really?
And I get it, and I'm been savoring them all week, trying to be these are extra special. They're worth the extra money.
I had this whole list of
foodie information
from my counselor, a list of coping skills, and I meant to bring it in once, and one of them was take your favorite candy bar and chew it up and enjoy the texture and think about it, and I was just dying. And then it had one on there, give yourself a facial.
Right?
I'm sorry. As soon as I hear that, I just get the immediate dirty thoughts in my head.
Oh, right.
And I was at a vocational
Okay.
appointment last night, and yesterday, and I was asking. We were talking about cosmetology and stuff, and then the older lady's like, I'm like, well, what's that part of the problem? She goes, well, that has to do with facials and that. And I just was sort of laughing out loud. And she didn't get it, but then the younger counselor got it. We're both dying.
yeah, dying.
As soon as I hear facial, I'm just thinking of porn.
I don't get it. That'd be my mom. I don't
thinking of porn.
understand
Yep.
what's going on. What's so funny.
Yep.
So, and then improve your moments. So with imagery, you can imagine relaxing scenes, go to your special secret place, go somewhere you don't feel threatened. When I was younger, I used to climb a tree and read a book and be my happy place. With meaning, look and find meaning or value in suffering and pain. Recall spiritual values. Focus on positive aspects of a bad situation. I went through one hell of a divorce. One hell of a marriage, traumatic brain injury, nightmare, every form of abuse you could imagine, financial harassment. And I came out positive. I ended up getting a film career, the radio show, being surrounded by great people I love, building my self-esteem, having my freedom and everything. And it was one of the best things that could have happened to me. And so I look at it and I don't hate him for what I went through and what happened. I thank him because what I learned and where I'm at now, I could have never done if it wasn't for him and what he taught me as a lesson in life.
True.
So then prayer, not everyone feels that way, but open your heart and mind to possibility that there is a greater being, a supreme being, something that's going to comfort you. Instead of feeling always negative all the time, there is something out there for you long term. It makes sense. I agree. Relaxation, muscle tensity release in yoga. One thing at the moment, just one thing at a time. When you have a lot going on, I'm ADHD and I'll kind of multitask and have stuff spread all over the place, and then it becomes almost a bigger ordeal because of the mess.
And then I lose I don't know about you, I lose myself. I misplace my cell phone 5 to 10 times a day.
Yeah, or I'll have 10 different little piles all over the place, and then I'll start getting more stressed out, and then it seems messier, and then I'm tone it down, concentrate on one task at a time.
That's when you make mistakes. Then I'll lose my iPod, and then I meant to take the garbage out, and then the garbage is sitting in the TV room because I didn't take it out because then I started grabbing strip stuff and
and then you're just all over the place. And I'll do the same thing, which will work because I'll get a lot done. On the other hand, though, it's all messed up. So, brief vacation, take a day off. don't clean up your mess for a day. Like, just be yourself. Like, you want to sleep in bed all day for one time, not on a regular basis, just to like just get yourself back on track. Do it. Encouragement. Give yourself pep talks. I can do this today. I'm going to accomplish this. Write goals. Make plans. Write about pros and cons about feeling distressed. Focus long term. The light at the end of the tunnel. Positive consequences on tolerating distress and like just getting over it. Like, when you stop reacting impulsively, what will happen or what will work for you? And then remember all the negative consequences that came your way when you tried to ignore or shut out all your distress.
There was in one of my books in the magic I'm reading, which is like one of the series of The Secret.
Yeah.
Like at night, one of the exercises you're supposed to have the magic rock, and so just have any sort of rock, and at night before you go to bed, you hold the rock and you think of all the things positive of the day, and you pick the most positive thing out and hold the rock. It's just like helps you, make you feel better before you go to bed. My biggest issue with the magic rock is my damn cat keeps knocking the rock over, and I have to keep bringing new rocks in. There's rocks all over my room because my cat just keeps taking the rocks. But it's just another positive thing you can do before you go to bed. The magic rock.
All different stuff. Like, I learned, like, so I don't have my cell phone next to my bed, so I don't see the lights, so I don't wake up. Because I used to, and I keep waking up throughout the night, couldn't sleep, look at my phone. Then I'd have my mind going and look at more stuff. And, like, I used to try falling asleep with the TV on. That didn't work because then I would be, like, watching the show still, listening to it. It didn't work. But there's this thing called spices, too. Spices. Spiritual, physical, intellectual, creative, emotional, and social. So spices. So write or draw one or two activities under each one on what you can do to meet your needs. So spiritual, physical, intellectual, creative, emotional, and social. But I think it's time to go back to some music break and then some raunchy, more beyond the pole fun and updates on the adult industry.
Wasn't that a cool intro?
It was actually. I'm enjoying it.
Hey, what?
Jazzy and like fresh.
What was up with the person doing the fake profile on you and messaging people about $800 to do a club, and they spelled your name KS
Katrina.
Yeah, Katrina.
Yes.
And because one of the dancers from Playmates messaged me, "Is this from Katrina?" And I was like, looking at it, and I was like, and it was misspelled, and I was like, the name looks odd. I go,
Even
I don't know.
the writing, like,
yeah,
I
like you
just
better
don't do
message
that.
her. And so what, you reported it and they took it down?
A bunch of other people did for me. So
Yeah,
most of my
it was
real
like-
friends knew right away because I don't talk like that. And I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
boo, I'm going to take you to a club and you're going to
Yeah.
make 800 a night. Because I'm not going to lie, and I never give figures. I say you're going to do better if you go to this club. It's the beginning. This is
Yeah.
why it's like a home game or something.
some
I don't
perv,
say.
man. Some perv trying to lure
And
chicks
this guy
in.
was very motivated, or guy or girl. I believe it was probably a guy.
Yeah.
Because he went through and he inboxed at least 300 people from
Really?
all over Erie, Pennsylvania, Salem, Makeup, Buffalo,
So he
Rochester,
went on your friends
Syracuse.
list, looked at
Every girl who
dancers.
is semi-attracted, not even all dancers, like everyone.
Oh, really? So he's probably doing that, and then probably
Yeah, probably beating it off, or who knows.
Trying
But
to
most of
engage
the
him
girls
in
were fighting with them.
conversations.
So where was it gonna go? Because
She's awesome.
there's a couple like girls who are more naive to the industry, like, oh wow, sounds like a plan, because they know like when I talk, say what I mean, and I'll follow through, and they
Yeah.
know I know money
Yeah.
and clubs, but I mean I don't go around talking like that as a
Yeah.
whole. So, yeah. That was great. It went on the same time that I don't know what was going on. Though this is a separate incident, but my eBay was hacked. A Twitter account was hacked that I don't even use. My PayPal was compromised.
Wow.
My other email, and I'm like, what is going on? And then the start of this awkward breakup of being with the guy who doesn't know what he wants. So he doesn't want to end it, but he doesn't know what he wants. So he's like, I don't know what I want to do. So he's in a funk, doesn't want to leave, and he's like, I love you, I care about you, but I don't know if it's going to work long term. I don't know what I want. So every day you're like on eggshells, living in the same house, like, what am I doing? What's going on? And you're just slowly getting your heart broken, or just yo-yoing back and forth, and you're eventually like, I can't do it anymore. I don't care. So eventually I start doing my own thing, and then of course I'm at a concert. I went to the Dropkick Murphys. Great concert, by the way. Just I kind of like relived Family Values Tours '98. It was like in the mosh pit and everything, and like it was amazing. And no age restraints, I guess. Everyone was older, calm crowd.
Cool.
I mean, they were all having fun, but they wasn't like over the top fights and stuff. For the fact there's a whole bunch of drunken Irish people. But it was great. And then so all of a sudden I text her like, I heard that you were dancing at Playmates and stuff, and I'm like, well, if we're not together, who cares? Like, if I am or not, but I actually wasn't that day. So it was weird. He's like, someone witnessed you. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't really care. And I'm like, I can be honest, like I already said, I want to go back. I want to be able to go to all different clubs all over the United States and do the featuring tours and work for Centerfold Features. Do the magazines like I wanted, and I want to go hand out passes and pictures and all different promotional items about the radio show to guys all over the place and build up the TV radio show, get us more sponsors, therefore make more money, build up my company more, and get those vending machines out. So, like, I have a game plan. And I don't care. Like, I'm not going to let someone hold it back, because every time I get in these relationships, I sacrifice myself for what they want. And I end up staying this stay-at-home, like, housewife, raising their kids, and I'm miserable, and I'm good at it. Like, I can cook, like, amazing. And I will. And then I look back at it and I'm like, they're not paying my bills or just paying it. I have extras. So when it ends and you're like, it's not that easy to give up. So I keep sacrificing, making a lot of money dancing. And I don't care what people say. Like, I'm past that. I'm not 18 just starting.
Yeah.
You know, and like missing out on opportunities and travels and all this stuff to sit home and like watch like originals.
Well, any
Star Trek.
Any dudes that are intimidated by successful women, that's because they're insecure. And then I did that one post the one time. It was funny. I tagged people and I said, hey, exotic dance, because I know too many exotic dancers that quit for 8 months for the boyfriend, and then it doesn't work out. And I said, look, you need to make a pre-strip nuptial agreement. I did that joke.
You did it right before, and then all my stuff starts going down. I did, and I was like, man, it was like a sign.
Nuptial. And then X amount of dollars, so many $1,000s per month. So at the end of the 8 months, when you break up because you stopped for him, then he owes you $16,000.
Yeah,
so a lot of girls found it was funny, but actually, it's a pretty clever idea.
It is smart, because in reality, is like I was making really good money. I make at least $500 a night, 5+ nights a week, making great money, and I stopped to make nothing, except other stuff for my real job, to drop the pay cut, to not have my bills paid or taken care of, and to actually be paying and contributing like a normal, healthy relationship.
It happens a lot.
You look at it and you're like, what did I do this for? And then you look, and eventually, like, you're like, regret it. Like, you're like, I liked having my own money. I like being able to do this.
It happens a lot in this industry with the girls or whatever, because they like the idea of us, of the dancer. But then once they start to really get feelings, they want you to stop. And that's why I've been single 11 years and I'll never sell out. Like, no girl's going to tell me when I'm going to retire dancing. You either love it or you leave it, or we're just date. So I've had girls in the past be like, oh, I want to stop. I'm like, well, you need to get moving, because I
never quite did it, but it was more as professional thing as really trying to merge. But I was trying to do everything opposite of my ex, with a person that I knew wouldn't work long term deep down, but I just kept trying to like force it. And like, I just kind of don't know what I was doing, except it was I guess a semi-healthy enough rebound from a bad marriage. And I had a lot going on at the time, between the therapy court and the classes and getting the radio show and my life on track, rebuilding, getting everything together, that he was healthy for that. Like, I was able to work on it with him. But when all of that ended, I was like, okay, I know I could do more. I want to travel. I want to leave. I just don't want to stay in the house all the time. Like, and I can't say anything like bad about him, but I can't say the best, because he was never there for me. He was never any of the court stuff. He was never at any of the divorce type things. Never.
I remember you called me the one night out of nowhere, but you didn't leave a voicemail.
Yeah,
I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, what's going on? You're like, I'm single now, and I'm like, what?
Yeah,
that was like your text. I'm single now. I'm like, what?
Yeah, and then I was freaking out.
Like,
and then
sorry,
like
what
the whole
happened?
like setup, like my friend died a bunch, but I mean, one of our more, Chastity was a bigger deal.
Yeah,
and just wasn't there. And then the purge party and all this movie things, and it always had to be about him. It was never about me. And so it's not going to work long term. I want some guy that like is going to be like, I'm so proud of your radio show. I listen to it every week. Like, he never listened to it, so that's why I don't even really care. I'm talking about it.
Well, as soon as you did your one post, I'm like, here comes the internet white knights right now, because they're just like
the white knights to save you. So.
Oh, the white knights are just,
and they're all unrealistic guys, all trying to take you out at first. You're like, no, that's not. But you never know. There could be that one that filters through who's like, I get what you're saying, that you reach. But
it could be. But what the internet white knights don't understand is the girl chooses the guy, especially in this industry.
Yeah.
And peppering them with 40 messages and they haven't responded to any, if they didn't respond after the first 10
There's a
messages,
reason, yeah.
they're not going to respond after the 40. In fact, you're going
Yeah.
to creep them out.
You're going to keep out. Or you're going to straight up ignore you and not even open your text
just
or
send
emails.
something brief and whatever. But if you're kissing their butt on every single photo and how pretty they are or whatever, there's no challenge to it either.
Well,
Girls want a challenge and there's no challenge
And guys,
either.
use your head. If someone's living with someone and they just started the breakup process where they could fix it in a week, don't go that aggressive.
Yep.
Because why? And don't get pissed at them that it doesn't work out because, you pushed and they weren't ready. And they're saying like, I just broke up with my boyfriend today or something. Or I know what's happening. We like cohabitate and,
Yeah, they get thirsty, man. The internet white knights. I just like
it's crazy.
I crack up at some of them. I'm like,
is the
come on.
dating pool that bad out there?
It's terrible.
And that's what it
Yeah,
sounds
it's
like.
terrible.
It
It's
sounds
terrible.
frightening. And
You-
other
you-
business owner friends
it's
said
terrible.
being like a single guy with my life together and having a daughter and working a lot, he's
Yeah.
like, I'm terrified about getting out there.
That's why I got my
dating, so.
egregious dating betting pool. I'm going with the betting pool, and I got to put the video up and take bets on how many times I get ghosted and zombied and pre-ghosted this year. It's awful. You've known some of the girls I've dated, and they obviously shaking my head at some of that stuff. So
Well,
and then they usually
yeah.
put pressure on you between like 1 and 3 months. Then they want you to be their boyfriend.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
right.
dude. I known you 1 month or 2 months. I'm not gonna make you my girl. I've been single 11 years. I'm like, all of a sudden after 1 month, I'm gonna make you my girlfriend. I'm like, you're in for a long
I
bumpy
get the
ride.
opposite. I get the ones like one date, like you're my girlfriend. That's it. Like it's you, me, and then like
That's
within a
crazy,
week, like
man.
that's what, and it happened again. So I don't know if I just go for these narcissistic behaviors, but it's the same thing. Like within a week, I love you. I don't want you with anyone else. 100+ texts every day. I miss you, miss you, miss you. And it goes real intense. And move in with me. Do this, do that. And like I'm going with emotions. Like I'll say like, oh my god, this is so
Yeah.
exciting. I move
In
up,
the honeymoon
change
phase.
it, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden like is where it ends, and you got to put forth the effort, and they
Yep,
don't want to
yep.
do the effort.
Yep,
So
yeah.
it's like going through emotions, and all of a sudden you
To
find
get the
out like
girl-
they're talking to like 50 other exes or
Yeah.
something, saying the same stuff, but they know it didn't work in the first place. So why are
Yeah.
you trying to repeat mistakes?
Yeah, like the strong push, and then once
Yeah.
they get the girl, then they come complacent, and the honeymoon phase is
Yeah,
over.
it's
and
done.
all these promises,
And they lose the interest. It like
Yeah.
it's like it stamps off. That's what narcissists do. It just
Yeah.
shuts off, and they don't know why, and they can't help it,
Yeah.
but they're going to keep repeating it. So
Yeah.
that's why there's no point in trying to fix a relationship with a narcissist.
Yeah.
Now, my ex-husband was not a narcissist. He was more like a psychopath. It was targeted. It was evil. It was abusive. Physical, like this guy wasn't. It was nothing like
Yeah.
it. It was more about yourself. But I mean, it's really hard to fix that. You have to want to. It's a personality disorder. So you have to every day be like, am I seeming more vain? Like, should I not do that? Am I going to my friends? Like, am I always hogging the attention? Like,
Yep.
do you have something you want to say? I want to listen to you. You have to really, really try. And there's so
Yep.
many narcissists out there of parents, of lovers, boyfriends, all different children. Like, you don't know. And some people just don't make those human connections. And you see the red flags and the warning signs, and sometimes it's just like too late.
Yep.
I'm pretty aware of it, so I'm amazed that I managed to fall into a sorta like that situation, but not really.
My friend who's a psych doctor, man, he's a psych doctor, and he goes for these crazy girls. He's a psych doctor.
That's probably why. right?
I mean, major personality this one girl and put him through hell with the divorce and the kids. I mean, he had a nanny for her, and she still didn't pick up after the house. I mean, it was crazy. And then so he gets this new girl, and she's great at first. Well, then my buddy's like, dude, don't marry her, blah, blah, blah. And he knows how I feel about it, so he didn't even tell me he's engaged to this one. And she's kind of crazy. And it's
Yeah.
like, we're like, dude, what are you thinking, man? You better get a prenuptial, too, because you're making all this money. And I don't
Yeah,
know.
the
So
crazy-
she
some
hates me. The
people
girl
like
hates
that,
me, of
yeah.
course. So I'm like, whatever.
Some people like that. They want drama. Like, and you can, like, I found too, like, you treat someone like gold, and they'd be like, oh my God, no one's ever treated me this great. Like, you're the only one who ever did it. And they're like loving it. But in reality, if everyone else treat them like bad, then all of a sudden they're like, they want that girl to treat them like crap. Some guys, like, they
Yep.
want it.
Yep.
Like, they expect it when you treat them good. It's like that what they want. They want the challenge. You want to go after someone who's
Yep.
going to betray them,
Or
to
the
throw
hero,
away, like,
or
their
the hero
garbage.
complex.
Hero
like,
complex,
like
yeah.
they want to save the girl. Like, dude, I don't
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
save the
So
girl.
it's like the whole situation, the saving hero complex. But we are Beyond the Pole Radio.
There we
are
go.
106.3 FM, RochesterFreeRadio.com, and in all different stations across the United States. Check us out on TuneIn app. We are Beyond the Pole Radio.